14th Street is a predominantly Hispanic gang originally from Los Angeles East Side. The original Clanton barrio started in the early 1920s on Clanton Street, which was located between San Pedro and Central Avenue. The territory of Clanton barrio once went from Olympic Boulevard, north, to Santa Barbara Avenue, south, which is now known as Martin Luther King Jr. Boulevard, and they shared their turf with Primer Flats 23rd Street. During the early 1950s, the city decided to change the name of Clanton Street to 14th Place in an effort to discourage the Hispanic gang from continuing their gang activities. There was the Sleepy Lagoon murder of Clanton member Jose Diaz in 1942 and the shooting of Clanton member Frank Torres in 1942 at the Coliseum, and then the Zoot Suit riots in 1943, which were connected to gang, Pacuco activity in the area. After the street name change, the neighborhood just embraced the new street, 14th Place, and added 14th Street to their name. People have falsely identified Clanton 14 as a Nordno gang from Northern California, but the 14th has been used with this gang since about 1952 or 1953, representing 14th Street, not Northern California. Although Clanton are a sure no gang, they have never identified with the number 13 in their graffiti. Many Southern California gangs have been identifying with the 13 since the early 1960s. Clanton is not alone in this regard, as several other gangs from Los Angeles also do not identify with the 13, such as Choppers 12, East Side Clover, Primer Flats, White Fence, 18th Street, 38th Street, and several others. Los Angeles map from 1948 depicting Clanton Street. This original East Side barrio has split into distinct areas in recent years. On the north side, Clanton occupies the area from Washington Avenue, S, to Olympic, N, between San Pedro, W, and Alameda. To the south they occupy the area between San Pedro, East, to Main Street, West, from 30th Street, North, to 36th Street, South. East Side Clanton is a much smaller turf today than the one they controlled during the 1960s and 1970s, but its location is still consistent with the core area they originally covered. Clanton 14th Street graffiti from Los Angeles. The 14 represents 14th Street, not Northern California or Nordnos. Although Clanton is from Southern California, they never include the number 13 in their graffiti. The east side hood of Clanton 14th Street is their most historic of its 5 neighborhoods. This community has undergone some significant changes as the neighborhood has changed from a residential community that once occupied the streets of Essex, Paloma and San Pedro to an industrial and commercial zone during the 1980s with very little residential population. The cliques of the east side include the 25th Street, 31st Street, 32nd Street, 35th Street, Adair Street, Maple Street Locos, Pee-wees, PWS, Night Owls, Trinity Street Gangsters, and Jokers, JKS. 4 Clanton members standing on the corner of Essex and Clanton Street, Los Angeles. Circa 1947, the Mexican Mafia has inducted members from Clanton, including Bill Haas Frisbee and Corwin Sloppy Elmore, who died of AIDS in prison in 1991. Their neighborhood is adjacent to the Ghetto Boys, Barrio 29th Street to the east, and Barrio 36th Street to the south. East Side Clanton is one of the oldest barrios in Los Angeles. The Coca-Cola Bottling Company and the City of Los Angeles' first all-black fire department occupy the area of 14th Street and Central in the original Clanton 14th Street neighborhood.